me giving you all the keys you need to vibrate high. Give me the keys to your mind, body, and soul, and to help you become whole. It's the spiritual baddie, here to trade spirituality for God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Today we're doing a little Bible study. I've been studying 5 chapters of Ecclesiastes in the Bible. That's how I say it. Ecclesiastes in the Bible. And you see I have plenty of notes all the way to chapter 5. But notes kind of don't do justice. So since I'm getting my quiet time with God, I wanted to kind of share this with you. And I wanted to be open with you guys of how I kind of perceive and comprehend these chapters. So chapter 1, I kind of summed it up, and I was like, this chapter is pretty deep and complex because it uses parables to explain something of depth. For example, life is an endless circle. If you read that section, it uses the sun and ruler and life and death to explain the circle of life and how it works. Reading back, oh my God, that's very intelligent. Because when I was taking the notes, I was like, I'm not sure if this even sounds right. But looking back right now, it sounds really good. So it says, also to piggyback off of what profit a man to gain the world and lose one's soul. Because I always say this all the time. So I wanted to add that in because that's what this reminded me of. So it's basically talking about vanity of vanities. So, you know how, like, I used to have a vanity mirror, a little vanity section. It was beautiful. It had a full body mirror. It had a ring light, drawers with it, and they call it a vanity. But that just goes to show it's all about you. It's me, I. It's looking at you, and it's vanity. They call it that, but you don't have to be, you don't have to be a vanity person or have a vexation of your spirit in order, just because you have a ring light or a mirror or vanity. Long as you're not too all into yourself, because that's vanity. So, to me, vanity of vanities mean it's multiple forms of vanity. It's multiple forms of being all into oneself or one's accomplishments or etc., etc. It really goes in deep. So this kind of what this chapter was speaking on. It says, the words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? Ooh. So to me, that's like, what profit you to have everything you want, everything you need, and to lose your soul? And so it really goes deeper than that. And I'm gonna get deep because it's just like, also in this text, it was speaking on, from dust we came and dust we shall return. I got a lot of notes here, so I'm not sure which part it's in, but it's in here. It says, verse 15 of chapter 5 of Ecclesiastes, as he came forth of his mother womb naked, shall he return to go as he came, so shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. So everything that you've worked for in this life, everything that you've accomplished, to be boastful in your accomplishments. oh, I've done this and I've done this and I've done this and I've done that. To be boastful. I'm not saying it's anything wrong with saying, yeah, I would say that I'm pretty accomplished. I've done a couple of things, and explaining yourself, but be humble. Because when you get the boasting and, oh, you're this and you're that and you're that and you're this, and then you get to thinking yourself higher than someone else. Now we're really getting into it. You thinking you're more than someone else. That is where the problem starts. So I don't know who this message is for, because I don't really want to get on here, because I already done worked out this morning. I ate me a little salad, been drinking my water. I'm doing my quiet time with God, and I'm like, maybe it's somebody that needs to hear this, since I already took my notes last night. Maybe it's somebody that needs to hear this, Never judge people. Never, oh, their life is over because of XYZ. They're through. They're not going to make it. Or, because they have a child, their life is over. Or because they are not in a happy marriage, their life is over. Or because they haven't reached certain pinnacles of success, because they haven't got degrees and diplomas. And everybody road in life is different. Who are you? And I'm not trying to, step on anybody's toes. Forgive me if I have. Because sometimes I have to tell myself these things. We are not we are not better than other people. I have a lot of things. I've pretty much been a humble person. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm back. I don't want to make this video too long, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes. This could be hard sometimes, delivering different messages, so you guys just give me grace. But somebody needed to hear this, If you've been boasting, if you've been, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I feel like I'm great in life, and it's things you haven't done. It's things you probably haven't accomplished that somebody else have. It's dreams you probably have never fulfilled. And that is okay. That's what this message is about. That is okay. Life is an endless circle. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh. But the earth abideth forever. Hear me out. The sun also arise, and the sun goeth down. Hasten to his place where he arose. The wind goeth toward the south, and turn about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full unto the place from whence the rivers come. Thither they return again. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. This is basically saying, guys, because this is like parables. And if you're not hip, you're not going to be able to understand. So it's just like, it's the circle of life. That's why I say there's a time for life, and there's a time for death, and there's a time for, and that would be chapter 3. Everything is in God's timing. To everything is a season and time, to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, time to break down and a time to heal, time to weep and a time to laugh, so on and so forth. That's in my notes. But in here we can go in the Bible a little bit deeper. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, time to embrace and a time to refrain. That means not embrace. A time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to be silent and a time to speak. And this just goes to show it's so deep. I don't know why I feel like crying, but it's just like, when you think deep of it, we are all the same, okay? And I'm still studying this. I'm going to get deeper into the context of this. But from dust we are, and to dust we shall return, okay? You're not better than anybody. I'm not better than anybody. Maybe you're smarter. Maybe you're wiser. Maybe you're further in life than somebody. But never treat somebody as if they're less than you. God will frown upon that. God will not be happy with that. And we all have to be accountable of the way we treat people. Without God, everything is pointless. Okay, guys? You know, it's like another thing I was reading on. It said, if I can find it. I don't want this video to be too long. A wise, it's saying, I thought for sure I took notes of this. Where, but what I'm remembering is it's in this section right here. So it's just like, for there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool. For ever seeing that which is now in the days to come shall be forgotten. And how dieth the wise man as the fool. So it doesn't matter how wise you are. You're going to die just like the fool's going to die. And there's not going to be no remembrance of you, just like it's going to be no remembrance of the fool. Okay? It's really deep. And I turn myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can that man do that cometh after the king? Even that which have already been done. Then I saw that wisdom excellent folly, as far as light excellent darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walketh in darkness. And I myself perceive that also happeth to them all. So basically, I said in my heart, as it happened to a fool, so it happened even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart, that is also vanity. So when you think of yourself as more, when you think of yourself above what you should be, it's vanity, guys. And it's different forms of vanity. It's vanity in pleasures and achievements. It's vanities in the circle of life. It's vanities in you thinking you're wiser and better than other people. It's vanities in timing. Even in timing, you want this to happen for you. When you this, that, and the third. That's vanity. And I'm still studying this. But it's vanities in riches. Vanities, you know, you having more money. You thinking you're better than, you know. And we're going to do a part 2 because this video is 13 minutes long. So I hope this helps somebody. We're going to do a part 2 of vanity. I'm going to talk about different forms of vanity. This is what I'm studying now. I feel like this is what God led me to. I'm literally on chapter 6. I took some notes and it really goes deep. It really goes deep. I think I found it. I'm going to say this before I end because I found it. Better is a poor and wise child than an old foolish king who will no more be admonished. Whatever that word is. Admonished. I think I said it right the first time. But either way, admonished or whatever that word means, warned or advised, reprimanded. So I'll say it again. Better is a poor and wise child than an old foolish king who can't be taught anything new, can't be warned, can't be advised. So sometimes a wise child is better than an old foolish king. They can't nobody tell him nothing. He think he know everything. Or she thinks she know everything. Okay? The Bible says better is the poor and wise child. So stop thinking that you're better than someone that's poor or younger. Because if you're old and a foolish king and can't nobody tell you anything, you're really bad off out here. and I say that respectfully. You know. So I hope this helps somebody. It really helped me think of different ways that I fall short. Because we all fall short and we all have these forms of vanity where sometimes we think too much of ourselves. So, I'll be back for part 2.